welcome to this instructional video on how to make a frame drum, okay, a shamanic drum. It's a drum which is made with a deer skin hide on a plywood frame with artificial sinew as the lacing. It's to accompany the set, the kit that's produced by Driftwoodhollow drums, and this link is you'll get to this video via the link in their instruction book on how to put the kit together. Okay, so this is in case you're getting a little bit stuck and you just wanted to see somebody else do it. I'll give you an idea. Here we have the wooden frame, the skin, and the little roll of sinew that you're going to need for the lacing. Now you can see there's two sides to the skin. This is the flesh side, which is quite coarse, and then you'll see on the skin side, which is going to be the front of the drum, it's got you can see the hair follicles and the texture is the skin there. It's called a grain. So make sure you're putting it on the right way around for a start, and then here we go. This is the artificial sinew. Now as you can see, we've got some pre-cut holes in the skin. There's 16 holes going all the way around, and there's 2 holes in every position. Okay, now it's quite the actual lacing of it and putting it together is the hardest thing to do, and I'm going to roughly explain it to you now. Now on the frame, if you look closely, you'll see one side has got a chamfered edge on it, and that's the back side. That's the bit that's going to be where the lacing is going to come over there, yeah? And it's to make it easier to put the tension into it. On the side which is in contact with the skin, it needs to be perfectly flat without any chamfered edges. Alright, so we're going to approximately just put it somewhere near the middle if we can, and then we're going to say, right, the holes that are closest to us, that's going to be the bottom. Okay, so we're going to tie off here with the lacing, which I'll do in a second, and then we take our first one straight across to its opposite number at the other end, and to find that we count across 7. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then number 8 is our opposite number. So we've got completely bang straight across from each other. So we're going to go from that position to that position. We're going to have to take all of this off the roll, yeah, and we're going to tie off. What you need to try and remember to yourself is we're going to always look at the drum from the outside. So when I say on your right or on your left, it is as in looking at it from the outside, looking in towards the middle of the drum. Okay, so I'm going to say we're going to go in on the right and out through the left. Okay, so from the outside of the skin, from the front of the skin as well, we're going to go in through the right and come out through the left. Yeah, and then we're going to tie a double knot. 1, in fact I'll make a triple knot. 2, just to make sure, and then give it a good pull. Make sure it's all up tight. And then we can find a pair of scissors. Just trim that off, like that. So I'm going to count it through again, yeah? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's number 8. And again, so looking at it from the outside, yeah, we're going to go in through the right and out through the left. Obviously it's reversed because I'm looking at it from the inside. Alright, and then we're going to put all that to that side, and then we're just going to pull that through. This is our first one. it's important that we keep that in through the right and out through the left all the way through. Yeah. So we'll just pull them up so they're both as near to the top and even as possible. Now then, this is where it gets interesting. It's going to be a continual flow all the way around, backwards and forwards, all the way around the drum like that. So when we come here now, the natural place for that to go, it's come out on this side, is to the next hole on this side. Okay? And then if we go in through the right and out through the left, we come out of this hole on the left hand side, so its natural way to go is to there. And that's how it's going to work. It's going to go from there to there, and then to there, and then to there. But we must always remember in through the right, out through the left, and then every one passes underneath the whole of the lacing. And I'll demonstrate what I mean by that now. Where's the end gone? Here we go. So in through the right and out through the left, and then underneath the rest of the lacing. Alright. That's right, and just pull that there a little bit. Pull that there, and then you're going to go to that one there. And then in through the right and out through the left. Okay? So in that case it's there to there, which is going to bring us nicely back to come over into here. I don't know if you can see, as I'm going along here now, the moisture is getting into the end of the sinew and it's starting to make it split at the ends there, which does make it difficult to thread. So what I often do is I'll fold that round like that and make a new end like that, which is on a fold, which will be a lot easier to put in the holes. Let's try it. So we're going to go in through the right, and out through the left, and then under the lacing. And then we use this hand to guide as we pull through. There we go, it's looking good. Okay, well, we've gone all the way around now. We've got round to the last hole. We started here and we finished here. Now, the whole idea of this is to pull this skin tightly around the frame. Okay, now we don't have to rely solely on the lacing. And what we can do, before we start putting lots of tension into it, we can actually just pull it by hand a little bit. See how much of that's come up here now. You see, and then we'll pull that one tight, and we'll go into there, and we'll basically, what you're doing is you're just pulling crosswards, upwards, and getting some stretch into the skin. And we'll go all the way around, and we'll work like that. And as we do, we feed this through. That one. And there's a lot. There's a is thinner, it's pulled out more. The object, what we want to try and get, we want to get this quite tight here. Certainly not tighter than that, but now when we turn this drum over, we can see we have actually got a little bit of tension in that drum head now. And what we're going to do is we're going to repeat that process now Not so much the pulling up, although in places we may be able to. There we go, quite a lot there. But it's a matter of putting the tension into this. I'm just going to follow it round. Trying to keep the tension in. If you have got a particularly thin little bit of skin, then I would just say exercise a little bit of caution on how much pressure that you put onto the holes with the lacing, and try and pull it through gently as possible without exerting too much strain, because we don't want to rip the skin and tear it. Once it's actually set hard, once the drum's dried, it will become very tough. There's no way it's going to break. But at this stage, while it's wet, there is that possibility. The thickness of the skin varies from hide to hide and whatever kit that you get. Some would hopefully there would never be any skins that come through which are too thin. Right, okay, now we can gauge this. We want to be able to more or less find that difficult to push down when it's so tight. We turn it over. Just feel the tension there. Lovely tension in that. I would say you need to do this probably 3 or 4 to 5 times. Just teasing a little bit through at a time. And don't worry about this. This is all individual to your drum. It'll make it the beautiful, beautiful thing that it will be. So I'm going to carry on and do that a little bit more, but I won't bore you with the sound. Here we are. I'm going to put quite a lot of tension into there now. I've been around it 3 or 4 times. And the next stage is quite tricky. Okay, so this is the knot here that we started with, and then this is where we ended here. Okay, now what we've got to do is, this is the end. Okay, we need to get the one with the knot in it. We need to follow it across to there, and then where it comes back and it interjoins with that next one, that area there is where we need to bring up the end of the lacing. Okay, and then we're going to draw this all down. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera down and do that now. Okay, so that's where we're headed for. This is the end here. So we just last bit of pressure into there. I'm going to put, if we can get it, and grab it, pull it through. Okay, so keep that tension on, pull a bit more, and then pull down towards yourself. Right, this takes quite a lot of pressure. Wrap it around your hand a few times. What we are aiming for is to get this where they all meet, as near to the middle as we can. Okay. So if we pull down towards that first knot where we tied off, yeah, And then what we're going to do is we're going to split this into the 16 holes, isn't there? 16 of those. So we're going to divide it into 4 to make a cross handle. So it's going to be 4 lots of 4, 4, 4, 16. So now if we count from that knotted one to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so okay, so there's our 4 that we're going to do first. So keeping that pressure on, we've got to thread across, pull up. Right, so now when I let go of this, we've got it like that. Can you see? We've got 4. The hardest thing is to keep this pressure on while you're doing it. Because as soon as you let go, okay, so a little bit more adjustment you can put in. So that's it. You've set the centre now. So we have to hope that you did a good job. What we're going to do now is those 4. We're going to carry on wrapping those. Okay, so what we need to remember is that this handle is going to be the same length at the other side, so that's probably far enough because it's going to end up, we're going to end up with a handle like that. Okay, so what we do next is we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's like those 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the opposite 4. So we're going for the middle. So we're going to go down the middle here, and then the middle of the 4 opposite. And we just take it down, take it and pull it up into the middle. Okay. But as you might expect, or you would probably think, I know I did, that at this stage you should do the opposite one, but you don't. You do the next one, is this one here. Okay. So come across 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you only get 4. Don't get 5 or 3, which will end up with an odd handle. And then start the whole thing again and wrap this one through. A bit of a feather. So I'm going to pause the camera now until we get to another important stage. Okay, so we're getting quite near to the stage at which we need to tie off. I'm coming to the end of this one, so I'll put one last one in, give it a little tug. So what we're going to do is, let's pull that through. We're just going to put a little hitch knot there, or whatever you call it, I'm not sure. Okay, so what we're going to do is just pull that, keep that tension on there, and pull that down. Do the same again. That's pretty much locked it, but we'll put a few in because this sinew is coated in waxy, slippy material, which helps them lock. But you don't want to take any chances of them coming undone. It's like the first knot that you tie off on. That really needs to be a triple knot and pulled tight. You don't want to get that knot coming undone. Okay, so I'm going to take this around the other side of those 4. I'm going to put a couple of those knots in on that side too. Oops. Just to make sure. So as again, you just take it across and under and pull that side through and then pull it down and look. And that's it, you're nearly finished. We're just going to make a hanger now with what's left on here. So we're going to take, where we've done there, we're going to take it underneath, in the middle, and bring it up at the middle on the other side. And we're going to take it about 6 inches above the drum like that. Maybe that's more like 8. I'm going to go there and we're just going to tie a little reef knot. Okay. And then we can get the scissors. This bit now is not needed. That's the bit we need. It's going to be our hanger. Okay, so we can cut this bit off. And then we can hang it up to dry. Okay, so here we are. This is the finished article. As you can see, it's a very beautiful drum. On the back, looking at it like this now, I can see it's not actually dead center, is it, that handle? But it's not far away. And can you see this beautiful shape? I love it. Okay, and there's a couple of pieces that are not quite come over far enough for my liking, but some people like that. And it's all about personal taste. At the end of the day, this is going to be your drum. You make it how you want it, and you love your drum. So I'm going to hang this up somewhere to dry now. Now it's important you don't leave it in anywhere that's too hot. You don't want to leave it over a radiator or a heater. It'll dry too quickly. You don't want to leave it in direct sunshine. It'll dry too quickly. So if it's a bright sunny day, then that's lovely. Hang it in the shade so it'll be warm and it'll still dry. A little bit of a breeze, that will help it to dry as well. If not, and if you're got to be doing it indoors, then it's just somewhere that's pleasantly warm, but without any direct heat. Okay, so yeah. So I'm going to hang mine on the washing line, I think. Then a bit of fresh air waft through her. So good luck with your drum, and I hope that you have as much success as I did, and I'll come back with a little bit more once she's dried, and we'll have a little beater and we'll have a play and she'll see what she sounds like. I'll see you then.